Okay. Jeremy Jackson finally decided to ask for help. He called his parents and admitted he'd been contemplating suicide. They reported it to his college, he was taken to the hospital, and a tragedy was averted. But according to a December 2nd, 2008 NPR broadcast, the story doesn't end there. One day later, still in the hospital, Jeremy received a letter placing him on involuntary leave from his school, citing his thoughts of suicide as the sole reason. Jeremy was enrolled at one of an increasing number of schools, automatically suspending students who suffer from mental health issues or seek psychiatric care. Basically, if a student reports feeling depressed or suicidal, they are removed from their social support network, treated like a criminal, and stripped of their dignity. In today's post-Virginia Tech world, there is a need for increased alertness concerning mental health issues on college campuses. But some colleges are behaving inappropriately and trampling the rights of students. Today we will discuss the problem of collegiate mental health care by first looking to the causes that have led to this problem, then looking to the effects it is having, and finally looking to some solutions. With society increasingly aware of and supportive of those with mental health issues, this policy seems shocking. It was developed to make college campuses safer. Safety concerns, an increase in the number of students with mental health issues, and the under-resourcing of campus mental health facilities have all led to this problem. With such tragedies as the Virginia Tech and the Northern Illinois shootings, the nation is understandably concerned about campus safety. Colleges are avoiding the liability of student suicide lawsuits or another shooting by simply dismissing troubled students. But according to an April 16, 2008 USA Today article, most mentally ill students are not dangerous to others. There is a need for increased vigilance to protect us from dangerous students on today's college campus. But these hair-trigger dismissals are inappropriate and counterproductive. The second cause is that on today's college campus there are simply more students in need of mental health care. The April 20th, 2008 New York Times says that college counselors are reporting up to twice as many students with serious mental health problems on campus, many of whom are taking psychotropic medications. And the previously cited USA Today article says that 15% of students have been diagnosed with depression, up 50% since 2000. With recent advances in the psychiatric world, as well as medications such as Prozac and Zoloft, students with previously debilitating mental health issues are now able to lead active, productive lives. Unfortunately, today's universities are inequipped to deal with this influx of mental health problems, leading us to our final cause, the understaffing and underfunding of collegiate mental health facilities. The April 20th, 2007 Washington Post says that less than 1/5 of American schools have implemented the suicide prevention programs and mental health protocols recommended by the National Association of School Psychologists. And the 2008 study by the American College Counseling Association says that 63% of campus mental health center directors are concerned that their programs are not keeping up with the growing demand for mental health services on college campuses. In today's tough economic times, finding the funds for these programs is an understandably difficult task. But there are two effects to not allocating the needed resources. First, students do not receive adequate mental health care. And second, mental health problems are driven further underground. First, because of the increase in the number of students who need mental health care and no corresponding increase in counseling, students are not receiving adequate mental health care. A September 25th, 2008 NPR broadcast says that the most effective way for students to work through their problems is by receiving counseling in addition to any medication. But students in need are being put on long waiting lists or simply ignored. The International Association of Counseling Services, March 28, 2009, recommends a ratio of no more than 1,500 students per counselor. A February 9, 2009 phone interview with the Akron University Counseling Center revealed a ratio of over 2,300 students per counselor, almost a 60% increase from the recommended ratio. Campus mental health centers cannot be expected to effectively help students with such a limited amount of resources. Second, policies of suspending or expelling students who suffer from depression or voice their suicidal thoughts are driving mental health problems further underground. The February 18, 2008 Chronicle of Higher Education reminds us that if a student feels that being open about their own or their friends' mental health problems will lead to suspension or expulsion, these problems will stay hidden These techniques are counterproductive. They discourage students from getting the help they need. The April 16, 2008 Christian Science Monitor cites one student's experience. "I felt as though I was being punished for my depression. Instead of trying to learn more about me, they kicked me out so someone else could deal with me." The article goes on to explain that students who continue their education are less likely to have mental health problems down the line, but many students are not being given that chance. The bottom line is that simply hiding depressed or suicidal thoughts will not make them go away. If anything, leaving such thoughts untreated will only make them worse. If there were a simple solution to this problem, it already would have been implemented. While solutions are not simple or obvious, there are several to be considered. An increase in the amount of mental health care on campus, openness concerning mental health issues, and an increase in awareness about mental health rights. First of all, colleges must begin providing an adequate amount of mental health care. The January 2009 Journal of Mental Health Counseling reminds us that counselors must play an active role in encouraging help-seeking behavior in young students. Groups such as Active Minds, with 175 chapters nationwide, are working to change the way that colleges deal with mental health issues. Go to their website, activeminds.org. It allows you to donate money and even has information on starting a chapter at your own school. Additionally, if you are concerned about mental health care on your campus, don't write to your congressperson. Email your school administration. Let them know how disturbing you find the recent trends in collegiate mental health care. The second solution is crucial. Be open about your mental health issues and encourage others to do the same. Despite the fact that most mental health issues can be treated,